As private sector job losses continue to mount due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis advised the country on Sunday that painful and uncomfortable measures will be taken in the near term to maintain economic stability. But does this mean layoffs in the public sector? Minister of Public Works Desmond Bannister says no, but Tourism Minister Dionisio de Aguilar is acknowledging that some tough decisions will have to be made.
The Prime Minister has not said anything about laying off the public service. That is absolutely not so, and I'm sure I'll not hear anything like that from him.
The Minister of Finance has said that revenues are down 60-70%. So obviously some sort of adjustments are going to be necessary to either rebuild revenue, get our tourism industry back on track as quickly as possible, to get the revenue coming back in, because you can't run this type of deficit for too long before you either have to borrow or cut.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Peter Turnquest said yesterday the government will have to borrow at least $250 million in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the Prime Minister, more than 25,000 people have been laid off or have lost their income to date, and that number will likely increase. And with government revenue down half of what is expected in the month of April, Minnis said some estimates show the economy may shrink by between 14 and 20% during 2020, representing a historic one-year decline. With such a grim outlook, many people are questioning whether the government can even afford to keep on the thousands of people employed in the civil service. Bannister insists that the employees of the Ministry of Works are essential workers.
We cannot afford not to keep those architects, engineers, those people who make us safe, employed. We cannot afford not to. In many of the cases, what they do is life and death.
Meantime, de Aguilar said the Ministry of Tourism is focused on getting the country's top industry back on track.
It's a very robust and very time-consuming conversation that is preparing our industry to reopen, get foreign currency coming back in, get foreign visitors coming back into the country, to get people employed. So that's what we are focused on.
Some cruise ships plan to resume travel as early as this summer, but will people want to travel? De Aguilar says the Bahamas is well positioned to rebound, but added that much of our success depends on what happens in the U.S.
Our initial indication is that people want to travel, but you can't negate the fact that unemployment in the United States is now in excess of 30 million. They are very much going through the throes of opening their economy, and they are trying to navigate that process. I'm confident that if there's a country that's going to rebound, it's going to be the Bahamas, because we are wonderfully positioned next to the United States. They just have to get their economy back on track.
Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm Jared Higgs.